Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, we need to take a little bit of a look at a whole bunch of 25th anniversary swag. You see, the 25th anniversary collection comes out in Japan in a week. And generally speaking, when Japan has a new set, they also have a whole bunch of sleeves and deck boxes and things of that nature that come along with it. Well, the wonderful news is that the 25th anniversary collection is no exception, and what I find really cool here is that they have tried to make sure that they're giving us sleeves, etc., that are properly celebrating the 25th anniversary, including, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this, some of the very coolest sleeves you've ever seen. At least if you're a phenomenal nerd like I am. So what have we got? Well, the ones that probably shouldn't surprise you are just the 25th anniversary collection sleeves. And if we look at them and we put them side by side with the 25th anniversary pack, you will see quite clearly it's them. And this shouldn't surprise anyone. We generally get this as a pretty standard thing. Most of these sets in Japan, you end up getting a pair of sleeves or a set of sleeves which match them quite nicely. So when Sword and Shield 8 came out, that being Fusion Arts over in Japan, just a few weeks ago, they also launched with these sleeves, which as you can see are very, very similar. And you'll notice here, if we go back to these sleeves next to the pack, it's the exact same design. Sure, they've taken off all of the extra stuff, how many cards per pack, etc. But you've got the Pikachu, you've got the 25th anniversary Pokemon card game logo in the top right, and you've got all of the energy symbols swirling around him. It's cool. If you like the design of the pack, you'll like this one a lot. One of the weirder ones they've done, and I'll be honest with you, I don't really get these, but they're amazing, so I'm totally okay with it, are they're called just Deck Sleeves Pokemon card game. That's it. They don't have a better name, quite frankly, but they're so cool. We've got this weird thing here with colourless and fire Pokemon. So you've got Score Bunny looking out the window there. You've got Flareon and Eevee curled up next to the fire. Vulpix and Bunnery sitting down reading a book. You got slacking off, which I very much appreciate. And the coolest detail, which I did not notice the first time I saw it, there's a Sizzlipede in the fire. How cool is that? Now, don't worry, of course, Sizzlipede is a fire type. Sizzlipede will not mind being in the fire. And in fact, I'm not sure Sizzlipede is in the fire so much as Sizzlipede is the fire. Either way, it's such a cool little detail. And if I could just for a moment go back to the Lucario sleeves I showed you the other day. And these are Ultra Pro products that come out semi-regularly, and they just use stock artwork and generic backgrounds, although like I've said, I do believe there is probably a contractual reason why this is. But if you put these beautiful new sleeves, which have clearly had brand new commissioned artwork, and you put them next to the Lucario sleeves, you can understand, I hope, where my complaints come from. The Lucario sleeves, there is nothing really particularly good or special about them at all. These new sleeves have absolutely beautiful, wonderful new artwork, and they make me want to go and buy them so I can enjoy the artwork. They are wonderful. Now, I told you that these new products included possibly the coolest sleeves ever, and I meant it, because look at them. If you are a gigantic Pokemon TCG nerd like me, and you have an affinity for the history of the game like I do, bearing in mind I do my history series on this channel, incidentally, Phantom Forces should be going up on Sunday barring any big news, so that's something to look forward to. You will look at these sleeves and go, oh my word, they are amazing. Now, I'm sure most of you have figured it out already, but if you haven't, let me tell you, it is basically many, set logos for TCG sets, except it's not necessarily the logo, it's the name of the set, but of course it is always stylized. Now, I am not as familiar with Japanese set names, shockingly, as I am for English set names. I see the L1 there for the Legend sets, which makes me very happy. I am a big fan of the Legend sets. They were Heart Gold, Soul Silver over here. And it now seems like a challenge to me to buy these sleeves and identify all of the set names. I like a lot of sleeves, right? These might be in my top 3 sleeves. They are just stunning. What I will say is that a friend of mine has a kid who's now, is actually my godson, who is now very into Pokemon and really wants a Magikarp toy for his birthday. So I ordered one off a Japanese Pokemon Center, and while I was there, ordered a bunch of sleeves from the last drop as soon as they went live. My kids kept me up till 1 in the morning. It was actually a win that time. I don't know if I can justify going and ordering these as well, but I desperately want to. If you want more 25th anniversary memories, how about the goods collection? The Deck Sleeves 25th anniversary goods collection. Now, the lovely Primal Lugia has pointed out that these very much look like they've been drawn by Uyama, and what you basically got here is a whole bunch of coins. You've got the iconic Chansey coin there, and then we've got a whole bunch of other coins that you might recognize. There are damage counters, the 10, 50, and 100. We had them back in the day. They are still used in Japan a lot more than they're used over here. We've got the burn marker and poison marker in the corners. We've got a GX marker in the bottom left-hand side, just poke it out. It's basically a bunch of counters that you might use to play the Pokemon TCG, along with a bunch of iconic coins. And I mean, again, one of the things Pokemon is doing with this anniversary is they are really celebrating the history of the Pokemon TCG. They're not just releasing a bunch of cool stuff, although obviously they are really going out of their way to celebrate the history of the game. And when you look at the logo sleeves I just showed you, and then these good sleeves as well, there's no argument other than they are really celebrating the history of the game. And as a massive Pokemon TCG nerd, I adore that they are actually going to do this. Of course, the Lugia coin is making Primal Lugia very, very happy about this. I recognize pretty much all of these coins. They're all pretty much iconic coins. But then you add in things like the poison and burn markers, the GX marker, the damage counters. It's just wonderful, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely wonderful. And then we get to what is probably the headline of them all. These are the Flying and Surfing Pikachu. And for once we get away from just sleeves and we get to a whole bunch of others. I should mention all of these sleeves here are coming in at 792 yen. They're all absolutely the same, because sleeves tend to be, right? And at the current exchange rate, 792 yen comes in at just over £5 and a couple of pennies, and just under $7. So, quite frankly, pretty gosh darn cheap. So you've got your Flying and Surfing Pikachu sleeves here. They are absolutely adorable. And you'll notice there are multiple Flying and Surfing Pikachu, and it's just phenomenal, gorgeous artwork. We've then got the deck box, which on the front has very similar artwork to the sleeves. It's basically the same. But you'll notice there's some others. On the back, you've got Pikachu getting very upset because he thinks he's going to fly away. But also on the side, you've got Wailmer spouting out for one Pikachu to surf on. But there's also a Mew popping in here, just jumping up on that water as well. It really is absolutely wonderful. And then you've got a Playmat coming in here with the same kind of artwork, except it's all there, including that lovely, wonderful Mew. And a Pikachu holding a Pikachu balloon, because I don't know, why would he not be? That just makes perfect sense. It's just beautiful. And again, another example of the kind of brilliant bespoke artwork we tend to get. Now, the deck box comes in at 398 yen, and I have long said that 398 yen for a deck box is just... like, they are absurdly cheap, right? They are absurdly cheap. We're talking about £2.50 or about $3.50. They are just crazy, crazy cheap. And then the Playmat is going to be coming in at 2,750 yen, because it is a nice, fancy rubber Playmat. and that's going to be coming in at around about £17.50 or $24. So that's not actually particularly cheap, but it's a rubber playmat and it looks beautiful. I'm going to forgive them. There are then a couple of others we can just finish off having a little bit of a look at. New sleeves, which are just the back of cards, which is absolutely wonderful. Do remember that Japanese Pokemon cards changed card backs. They do not have the same backs as they've always had. Nowadays they look a bit more like this, but back in the day they used to look like this. So what we've got here is basically, and I'm sure they've done sleeves like this before, what we've got here is sleeves which are basically giving you the old card back. And again, for long-time Pokemon TCG nerds, this is absolutely brilliant and wonderful. What is interesting, these are actually more expensive. Now, these are premium matte first design, so they're not regular cards, they are premium matte cards. They are coming in at 913 yen. So like I've said, these are a bit more expensive than the other sleeves I've shown you. And we're looking at about £5.80 or $8 US. But they are a higher quality of sleeve, so there's your explanation. And then finally, there is a rubber playmat full-size 25th anniversary. And again, this is an old style of playmat you will have seen from back in the day. And now it's back as a fancy rubber playmat. And it's for 2 players, so it takes up the table. And it's got enough space for 2 players, which is absolutely wonderful. Now, this one is not cheap, unfortunately. Although it's the same price as all the double playmats Japan does. It is 5,500 yen, which is about £35 or $48. So you will be paying for this, but it's absolutely beautiful, so might I suggest it's actually worth it. I'm loving this. I am loving the celebration of the Pokemon TCG we've been seeing lately, and, you know, we've got here some cool designs like your flying and surfing Pikachu, the montage of them all sitting in front of the fire, which isn't really a montage, but let's roll with it. And then we got things like the logo sleeves and the good sleeves, which really are just celebrating the history of the game in a wonderful way, and I am absolutely in love. But now it's over to you guys. I want to know what you think about these, ladies and gentlemen. I want to know which are your favourites. I want to know which you're going to be trying to pick up. I want to know basically anything you want to tell me. So go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.